Ramos lives here. With me, of course, as always, is Mr. 3PO. 3PO, how you doing today?
I am super fantastic.
You know,
And
I
you?
I'm doing great. We've got an awesome night of games, or a night of game ahead of us with Wednesday night team fight, where we're going to watch two teams, actual players, battle it out against each other, and see who takes home that wonderful trophy called a win.
Indeed. It's been an interesting week. I was on the global news here in BC today, and we saw a big win for gamers with the turnaround of the Microsoft Xbox One, which made a liar out of me because less than an hour before I was talking about they're always on DRM, and yeah, an hour later it's gone. Kind of interesting.
Well, it didn't make you a liar out of you. It's just a change in policy that you weren't aware of,
A
right?
liar and a thief of truths.
Uh, Fair enough. If that's what you'd like to be called, I'll allow it.
Fair
I
enough.
went ahead and jumped into a game, um, and it's Delilah's Gangbangers versus Real Murders Int. So if you want to follow me into this match, it looks like it's just started. So we've got a great chance to kind of watch what's going on for picks and bans. Two bans out already, by the way: Tree and Protector, and Lone Druid.
Excellent.
Yeah, my week. I don't know if it was interesting. I did pick up The Last of Us, which was fantastic. Of course, beat that yesterday. Um, Anybody who has a PlayStation 3, do yourself a favor and pick it up. I think 3PO would agree with me on that one.
I would say so, yeah. I managed to wrap it up on Monday night, and golly, what a game.
Yep, yep. It's intense and fun. I like the gameplay, the story, obviously, which is the whole basis of the game, and just great stuff. So, 3PO, do we have anything in the pipeline? Tournaments and stuff? What's going on in the tournament world right now?
Well, right now there was the semifinals for the Canada Cup, which I believe the final is going to be this weekend. I'm going to have to double check on that. So if you haven't already picked up your 99-cent ticket, please do. It's in the Steam store. Or in the Dota 2 store, pardon me. And then we've got Dota Toronto coming up in July. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're seeing in Twitch chat right now. I want to join a tournament. I couldn't agree more, and we're working on getting the groundwork in place for our own tournament structure. Obviously, there will be some, amateur tournaments where everybody can join, and then we're going to have some invitational stuff as well. We're in Toronto. You'd have to check on that. It's hashtag Dotoronto on Twitter if you want to check them out. I believe it is going to be an in-person tournament. So we'll get you some more details on that. We'll put a page up on the CanadianDotaLeague.com webpage so you can take a look there.
Yeah, just to note that 3PO and myself and the Canadian Dota League are not part of the Canada Cup, nor are we part of Dotoronto. We do just, we want these things to succeed. If they succeed, it only helps Dota overall. It helps the sport. It helps Canada Dota. So, please support these, buy the tickets, make sure that your voice is heard. This is what you want. Two more bands out. Looks like we've got a Wisp band and a Lifestealer band. And the first choice, Nyx Assassin by the Radiant side.
Nyx.
Nyx.
It's an awfully curious avatar for Delilah's gangbangers there. That's cute.
Yeah, I think she's in awe of Wednesday night team fight and the excitement that it's just overwhelming. That's what I look like when I think about how awesome Wednesday night team fight is.
See, I was actually thinking she was probably doing her taxes.
Yeah.
That sort of stunned look where you're like,
Yeah, I spent way too much this year. Yeah, I know that feel, bro. I know.
So here's the question. Now, we've got somebody in Twitch chat saying the majority of my classmates play League of Legends. Now, League of Legends was something that I started out with before the beta of Dota 2 became available. And, that was sort of an interesting journey for me because the first time I played Dota 2 was actually very early in the process.
Marked by rage. Let's say the journey was...
yeah, I miss that keyboard. I really do. It was a Cytec Cyborg 2, and I'm sure there are actually parts of it actually still embedded in my ceiling. Yeah, there it is. It's the Q. How about that? So it's one of those things where, getting your friends to try out Dota is obviously it's a process if they haven't already tried. And if they're looking for keys, please don't hesitate to send us a note on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll get some keys over to you because we've got a small stockpile of them that we can fire your way. But I found, getting folks into bot matches, and we've got a Learn to Dota series that we're putting together on YouTube right now with the next. You've got 20 keys, fair enough. We've got the next video coming out later next week, as well as an introduction to Dota. So if you haven't already seen that, you can point them towards our YouTube channel to get started there.
Just real fast here, we do have a couple choices out. Batrider being chosen by the Dire side as well as Gyrocopter, and on the Radiant side we've got Darkseer. Following in on what 3PO was saying, they know who you are now.
Everybody knows who I am. I'm on TV. Sorry, just to interrupt really quickly. If you do have extra keys, head into the Dota 2 subreddit, because there is a bot there that is eating keys for lunch, and we'll actually hand them out to folks who want them. So that's a great place to put them. You trade the keys to the bot, and the bot hands them out to people as they request them. So that's a great home for them.
Couple more bands out: Puck and Outworld Destroyer, Shadow Demon, and Nature's Prophet. I was just going to jump and kind of piggyback off what you were saying. The best thing to get somebody into who plays League of Legends into Dota is to explain that it's a step up. That's what I believe. I believe it's a step up in difficulty. You don't have the flashes or the ignites, which are secured kills or secured escapes. Instead, you only have your view of the minimap and your teammates' communication. So it's much more dangerous. Also, in League of Legends, you can't really dive a tower early on, as opposed to in Dota. I've seen people dive towers at level 3 or level 4 to secure a kill. And I just think Dota is a lot more dangerous, but it's more rewarding. What do you think, 3PO?
I'd have to agree. It's one of those things where getting used to Dota took a little while for me. I mean, the turn rate of heroes in LoL tends to be uniform, almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
Whereas getting used to some of the heavier heroes in Dota was a real eye-opener for me. Denying was a huge mechanic that, even to this day, I struggle with it. I enjoy it. I love the fact that it's there, but it's still not top of mind for me.
Can't force juke in League of Legends.
Yeah.
Lots of higher level play can be had in Dota, whereas in League of Legends you can flash over the walls. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right. So just real fast, Visage and Vengeful Spirit chosen for the Dire side, and we have a Brewmaster chosen on the Radiant side. I think that last pick here, I think we're going to see probably a strength character of some sort, or the Dire team, and we'll see what happens.
So Cheesy out there in Twitch TV land playing Dota for a much longer time than I ever have, and probably has a great deal more expertise than I do. But hopefully enjoying the game and enjoying the cast as much as we are.
I just enjoy your presence.
I enjoy my presence too. It's why I have mirrors everywhere.
No, I meant your actual presence that you give me, because that's the only way that I hang out with you.
Well, it's one of those things, I went to a Michael's and learned how to rap really nicely and, curl that ribbon well. And that's really, that's all, it's what presence is all about at the end of the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anti-mage banned by the Dire team. He will not be present in this match.
No blink for you. And Bounty Hunter.
Interesting choice for ban. Maybe they feel as if they can't deal with Bounty Hunters. Something.
Well, I mean, that additional gold roll, it can really help you start to build that account over time for the entire team, right? So, which brings me to, my next complaint. Why is it that Dota doesn't have investing, where you could really put some gold into a stock at the beginning of the game and see how it matures over the course of the life of the game? Yeah. Mutual funds, GICs.
Would that be betting?
10 seconds.
Yeah.
So true.
Question here in Twitch chat is, do you guys plan on making a team or something I would like to try out? The idea here actually with the Canadian Dota League is to create as many teams as folks want. What we're hoping to see over time is we've actually got regions set up in our back-end system on CanadianDotaLeague.com right now.
Just real fast,
yep.
3PO, I apologize. The last two choices have been put out, Weaver and Shadow Fiend. have been chosen for the Dire and the Radiant. So go ahead, continue.
Should be an exciting match. Looking forward to it. So we're going to have some options for you to find other players and have a place to play. All right.
We really want to get people into the game, making teams, meeting people, getting involved. I think that both 3PO and I want probably 2 types to start out with of tournaments. That's what I would like. I'd like an open where anybody can try to join up, you play through, have just kind of a massive knocking of people out, and then the last 16 who have the highest points actually play against each other. The other would be more invitational based. What are your thoughts on that, 3PO?
That's bang on the money.
The Dire side emblem is
I'm here for the gangbang. Well,
indeed.
charming.
And look at the banners. The banners crack me up too. Browse. Down below they have a Tauren who is looking rather angry. So let's go ahead and discuss just real fast some of the strategies that we may see invoked here. Without an invoker even. I'm going to guess Batrider mid, maybe Gyrocopter. That's a hard choice. I don't know. He may actually go support somewhere, so we'll see. But top team has, from what I can count, basically 2 stuns, as well as Batrider's ability to throw out his lasso. But no real CC power besides that. A nasty slow by Visage as well. And you don't really have, you kind of have much of the same. You've only got Nyx with the real stun down below. Brewmaster does have a slow and a stun when he pops his ult. Darkseer does have the ability to suck people back in, but no real slow or anything or snare. And of course, Ancient Apparition is just going to be nuking people left and right. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. Teamfights will be really interesting, I think. Ancient Apparition, Brewmaster, Darkseer, and Shadow Fiend. That's a really heavy AoE-based team. Lots of AoE ultimates being kicked out there.
And with that that vacuum from Darkseer, that could actually really work to their advantage.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if they manage to get level 6 and start winning those team fights based off of their ultimates. I could imagine a vacuum in, then a Brewmaster pound, followed by like Shadow Fiend's ultimate could be a pretty nasty thing.
A vacuum in, a Brewmaster pound. It does actually sound like a gangbang, and we'll leave it there.
And they're here for it. So someday you'll have to explain to me what a gangbang is. I don't even know what that means. So
it's where you get a lot of drums, and you find some Hell's Angels.
Well, I know the drums build. That's the Stamos Liz patented build, so...
Bracers, bracers, bracers.
Got that down. Brace yourselves. The game is starting. I love this new utility where you can see kind of the more special items that people have purchased. It's really cool.
It's nice to see the game evolve. We actually just saw from PC Gamer, I believe, earlier this week that Dota will actually be releasing out of beta at some point this year before the International 3. Definitely looking forward to that.
Beta of several million players, I think.
Oh yeah.
Fairly large beta. Teams splitting up right now. No real team gank in sight at this point. See if they continue to do that. I also don't see anybody heading off to Ward quite yet. I guess Ancient Apparition just did that.
Visage in turn will drop a ward down. And they're off.
Not your typical word placement for either teams. At least not your puppy ward place. They're wording a little bit more shallow, possibly to see if people are going to run for those runes.
So
got a tri-lane on them and a tri-lane top.
You were absolutely correct. We've got Bat Rider mid up against Shadow Fiend, Darkseer up top against that Trilane, and Weaver down bottom.
Yeah, they're going to give Gyrocopter lots of farm up top. Darkseer probably won't have too much difficulty here. I don't know. We'll see. His Ion Shell definitely capable of still getting some cash.
Nick's coming in straight on Weaver right off the bat to see if they can start a little something here. And they're just trading right clicks back and forth. It's almost friendly. Bug on bug.
One of them hopefully will have a can of raid or something. I don't know.
Something World of Warcraft.
Say let the end. Oh, you're associating raids with Warcraft. I see what you've done.
That was the joke. It was kind of weak. I'm kind of glad that it didn't really fly.
Visage here jumping behind Darkseer, not really doing anything. Gyrocopter, however, did take a significant amount of damage there to the Ion Shell. And you've got Vengeful Spirit over here, killing off her own creeps, doing exactly what she needs to do, making sure that that lane doesn't pull up. Haven't had that same luck down bottom yet, and the lane's still pulled really, really deep, which only benefits Weaver. Free experience. And you'll notice up top they have that ward placement to see where Darkseer is going to be. A really, really nasty ward placement against Darkseer. And we don't really have the same thing bottom. We do have a Sentry ward to prevent Weaver from going Shikuchi.
Got our first upgrade on a courier there for the Dire side. Darkseer heading deep into Dire territory and dashing outwards before the damage becomes too great.
He's probably fairly frustrated. If you look, Weaver's already level 2 and is doing a fairly good job. I think that it looks as if to me that the Radiant team is not doing a very good job of keeping this tri-lane. Like, I don't think they know how to tri-lane. I think they've seen it before, but they don't know what to do. That's what it looks like.
And there is that Shikuchi for Weaver to make a getaway there. And just, again, right-click damage down on Ancient Apparition. He's going to go for it, and will get first blood.
Now look at this. He's basically just destroying these guys by himself. This is a 3-man lane, and he is ruling them right now. Unlike Darkseer, who is struggling for experience, struggling for gold. Darkseer only with 6 last hits. Weaver has the same, I suppose, right now, but he does have that kill up.
Brewmaster coming in on Weaver. A little bit of a pound, and we'll back off.
It looks as if they're trying to feed Brewmaster here. Give him, farm him. Give him the farm that he wants. Interesting choice. I think I would have chosen Nyx Assassin for that. And Darkseer's in a lot of trouble here. Surprised that Vengeful did not throw out her stun. That would have probably been a guaranteed kill with all of the stun coming in.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we'll finally take that that rocket to the back of the head.
Yeah, he tried to get away from it. Wasn't able to, was he?
It was a good effort, but couldn't make it happen.
Vengeful is the same level, by the way, as Darkseer. And all she's done is gotten experience from the creeps in the jungle. It's fairly significant. If Radiant doesn't pull it together in team fights, I think we're going to see a really, really nasty loss here on the part of their... I mean, Nyx Assassin still, he just now hit level 2.
So Weaver, interestingly enough, coming in and picking on the neutral creeps inside the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, it's free farm for him right now.
Yeah.
They've done a good job of stacking those creeps, but they're doing too much damage to them.
Weaver just picking away at Brewmaster there, bottom lane.
Brewmaster has a significant amount of farm right now, though. He's up to 27. He's the only one on their team that's actually done fairly well. Shadow Fiend is not nearly doing as well as Bat Rider here. And having a recent miserable Bat Rider experience, I must say that's fairly impressive to me. Bat Rider can be really complicated to play. It's a lot of unexpected micromanagement, in my opinion.
Some really strong positioning and play there from Weaver as he dodged in towards the side shop and then back out again with Shikuchi. Ancient Apparition trying to anticipate where he was going to go, but unfortunately not getting there in time.
Gyrocopter just picked up a hand of minus. It's a fairly big purchase this early on.
Whoops. And we will see a 1-for-1 in mid lane as Bat Rider and Shadow Fiend mutually terminate each other's existence.
Probably a bigger loss there for Shadow Fiend, since he loses his souls on death. But I'm guessing that Bat Rider got the kill first, if I were to look. Yeah, he did. And then Shadow Fiend, when he dies, he releases some of his souls, which does damage. And so I think that soul release ended up killing Bat Rider.
Rise from your grave.
Indeed. Shadow Fiend can be a real nasty ganker if you're not careful. He's doing a really good job still.
Unfortunately, we missed Weaver expiring there. It was obviously a short fight. But a vicious one.
It looks like Gyrocopter's still just doing a fantastic job at farming up here. He's at 41 kills, 22 denies overall.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And they may be getting in position here to mess with Shadow Fiend. They've smoked up. So here we go. Bat Rider's coming in as well and knocks him backward. Stun goes out on Shadow Fiend and he will drop. Well, not yet. There he goes.
Drag and
drag back into the fire and he dropped.
Oh wow. Darkseer and Ancient Apparition coming up to see what they can make of this, but nothing so far.
Darkseer probably enjoying his first moment to get a little bit of farm. Of course, leaving this this tower completely undefended. Gotta protect your tires, you know. Cliff is out for the Radiant team, but still no one there yet to defend it.
And Weaver just wandering around with impunity in the Radiant jungle. Shikuchi after a quick hit on Nyx Assassin, but we'll see Ancient Apparition come in to see what kind of damage he can do here. Shikuchi in and will attempt to secure the kill, but just can't do it. Weaver will back off.
He took a massive amount of damage there, and I don't think he realizes that he's seen despite being Shikuchi'd right now.
We'll continue to trade hits with Ancient Apparition. I'm not sure if this is actually a profitable moment for him.
Ancient probably could have gotten that kill, actually. If he would have stayed there... Oh, Shadow Fiend coming down and spraying the bug spray. Popped out an amazing Shadow Rays, and then we're going to see the first tower of the game drop up top. Taking a look at that gold graph, significant lead right now by the Dire team. 3,000 gold right now. Of course, 1,000 of that given by that tower.
So Bat Rider coming in from the bottom here. I think we may see a repeat of the action earlier. Maybe not.
Shadow Fiend is a little bit more protective this time. They do have a ward there to see whenever he's on that right side. Bat Rider, of course, whenever he flies up in the air and you see that fire trail go out, he's able to see above trees. So...
So mid lane, we've got 3 from the Radiant, 2 from the Dire. And Darkseer back up top looking to see if he can farm as much as he can in the meantime.
Smoke out on the Radiant team. They're coming up here. Looks as if it's going to go for Gyro. They do end up catching Vengeful Spirit, and she drops very quickly to Ancient Apparition. And the massive amount of damage that Shadow Fiend was able to kick out as well. 4 for 4 right now. So they may actually recover from Darkseer not really getting any sort of farm at all. Brewmaster's still just kind of plowing away down here.
Batrider picking up that Blink Dagger to make positioning just a little bit easier for him.
Weaver taking a slam there from Brewmaster. And taking a couple hits too. Up top, Gyrocopter is still just getting farming all day. Visage taking it over the role of pulling the lane. Gyrocopter's doing a fantastic job of planning out when to actually attack. It's really cool to watch him play. He picked up that flat cannon too, so he's able to just rip into creeps whenever he wants to. He's at 76 creep kills right now. A little bit of play here. Batrider coming in. Catches Shadow Fiend with his rope there.
And a quick expiration for Shadow Fiend. Visage taking a bit of damage from Nyx Assassin. But we'll see the rest of the Dire team close in on Nyx. Ancient Apparition, of course, being finished off, and Visage in turn. Or pardon me, Nyx Assassin in turn. That was not a positive experience for the Radiant. You had 3 guys there head in, obviously feeling confident off that kill off Vengeful Spirit, and closed inside a pincer by the Dire team.
Yeah, they were in way too deep. They, a couple of them only had about half mana. They had no vision up there, and they just ran in.
So you're a Brewmaster right now, and you've got very little HP. You've got no mana.
I was surprised he stomped. He used his Thunderclap. I would have expected him to actually use his split ability, and I think that he may have been able to put a little bit of a hurting on Weaver. Would he do that? I don't know. Strange choice. The slam missed entirely on Weaver. He didn't even see where Weaver went when he popped that Shikuchi. So Visage scouting out with his familiars, making sure the Ancients aren't being farmed. Yeah, looking for a kill, I think. Nope, just looking to place a ward. Look how deep that ward placement is, too.
Nice.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, middle tower taking a blast from Vengeful Spirit, Batrider, and some images as well. Nothing significant, but did drop it down a quarter of the way.
Meanwhile, Weaver continues to push hard on bottom lane here. And just really pushing back against both Ancient Apparition and Brewmaster. It's doing a great job of keeping them at bay. Looks like Shadow Fiend might be in a bit of trouble here. Perhaps not. There's Visage, and Gyrocopter taking some damage. Visage coming in with his minions. We'll see the call down out, and there is Shadow Fiend. I don't think he was expecting 2 for the price of 1 there, and ended up being the death of him.
He was a little deep without any sort of backup.
So we got Batrider and Vengeful Spirit smoked up. Bottom lane. No one to go after them. Brewmaster tucked into the trees. That may be it. Let's see where they go from here.
Coming down to give Brewmaster a little bit of loving.
And there's that blink in from Batrider. He'll lasso and pull him out towards the trees, away from the tower. We'll see the split out from the Panda. And Nyx Assassin will pop in. Ancient Apparition looking to hit with that ultimate, but just not able to. Just secured in time. Vengeful Spirit backing off, away from those images. Taking a ton of damage from 2 or 3 of them. Visage coming in. And Vengeful Spirit cannot get away. But we will see Nyx Assassin taken down by Visage.
Weaver went the opposite way that Shadow Fiend thought he was going to go.
And we'll teleport out to home to safety. And to plenty of health again.
1-for-1 trade there. We'll see if Ancient picks it up. Yep, he does. He picks up the Regen Rune. right before Bat Rider. Probably a really good thing for him to grab that.
So plenty of deep wards there on the side of the Dire. Dark Seer really, I mean, quite extended past the river.
Yeah, he's
Heading
a
with
little.
an Ion Shell, and
Is under attack.
He's doing a good job against that tower, though. The tower is more than halfway dead. It'll be very beneficial for them to actually get a tower down. And Darkseer finally, I mean, he's level 9, so he's in this game. It's Ancient Apparition and Nyx who have really suffered thus far, and Shadowfiend as well. I mean, Shadowfiend was middle and still only level 10 compared to a level 12 Gyrocopter and a level 11 Bat Rider. Gyrocopter, by the way, having 121 creep kills.
125 now.
25, yes. That's that flak cannon right there. He's a farming machine with that.
Nyx Assassin coming in after Weaver, just not able to catch him at this time. So it's a almost a 5-on-3 bottom lane as Darkseer comes in from the top.
Whose Sentry Ward is that? Is that a Dire? It is. So we've got a Dire Sentry Ward, and now we have a Radiant Sentry Ward.
And they are heading in after Weaver as he dashes out quickly. And the Radiant are wondering, where did he go?
Preparing for a massive team fight here, though.
There's the blink in from Bat Rider. He will pull the Panda towards the trees, and we'll see a quick shot in from Vengeful Spirit. Whew, and there's that AoE. The call down is out. And that was a full team wipe. I can't even express how much damage was just done in a very short amount of time there. Talking about that AoE.
Well, that was the Dire team AoE, actually. That was Gyrocopter essentially coming in and just plowing it down on them.
Yeah.
And his ultimate doing a massive amount of damage. He also had Flak Cannon up, popping that out and doing massive amount of damage.
It just seems like the coordination on the Dire is quite a bit higher than that of the Radiant.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And again, they had a much better tri-lane. The Radiant team didn't really know what they were doing with their tri-lane. It looked like Nyx was farming at first, and then they decided against that or something. I don't know.
A 5-man teleport in, which...
Yeah, they want to save that tower, don't they?
Yeah.
But they're going to sacrifice the middle tower to go and save bottom tower.
They're going every which way but up. It seemed like there was no coordination again there as to where they wanted to go or who they wanted to go after.
They kind of cut off their left arm there to save their right.
Yeah.
Except I would say that the middle tower is probably a significantly more strategic tower to save.
Which, if you're a Southpaw, I suppose, then an LG stance. They're going to do their best here to take this this bottom tower. Looks like they might take it.
Yeah, they're going for the middle tower on the Dire side, and they're going to definitely grab it. They just went deep and snagged that tier 2.
As they continue to push forwards.
Yeah, why not? I don't think that anybody on the Dire team has teleports that are ready right now.
A 5-man teleport in there was obviously a bold strategy. Nyx Assassin leading the charge, seeing if he can get back in time. Shadowfiend sticking around to see what kind of damage he can do. Top lane, or bottom lane, pardon me. And of course will be grabbed by Bat Rider and just assaulted point blank by the rest of the Dire team.
Buyback by Shadowfiend.
I'm going to say that was probably motivated by anger.
Bit of a rage buyback, you think?
We've all done it. Myself more than most.
He and his team are down 10,000 in gold right now. If you peel open that gold graph, it takes a dramatic drop right around that 5-person team kill, that is. The experience graph does the same thing. Just a massive spike downward. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at a couple items here. Nyx Assassin has absolutely nothing, playing mostly a support Nyx. Interesting choice for a Nyx Assassin to play that. Again, I would probably have fed him early on, maybe even had him go against Bat Rider. Shadowfiend, maybe. Well, I thought Darkseer did an okay job up top.
Looks like the Radiant is closing in on Weaver up top as the rest of them take on Roche.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a feint on Weaver's part as he's technically able to get away from this.
has fallen to the dark.
Ooh, he did take a massive amount of damage there. Ancient Apparition popped his ultimate right as Nyx Assassin was able to slam him with his impale. And Weaver will take a 35-second break.
A beautiful 4-on-1 kill.
Indeed. With Roche dropping as well. So, probably not worth it to get that Weaver kill, but, you know, take what you can get. Looks like top tower may drop here, so that's good.
And a blink in from Batrider, lasso out on Shadow Fiend, call down out on the rest of the team. Who will they catch? They will catch Ancient Apparition.
There's that AoE I'm talking about for the Radiant team finally being popped out. But it is not enough.
Shadow Fiend, Darkseer, and Ancient Apparition all finished off in relatively short order.
Just not enough to stop this massive amount of farm that Gyrocopter has had. It's 21 minutes into the game and he's level 17. He's sitting, if you go to net worth, he's sitting on 14,000 net worth.
Let's take a quick look there. Yep, I think actually there's a new item that's being added into a patch coming up soon, which is Scrooge McDuck's Money Bin, and that's what he's going to need to take all of that home.
Did you see what he just purchased? This was an interesting choice, and I will I will love to see how this game turns out. Gyrocopter just purchased the Divine Rapier. If that gets into the hands of Shadow Fiend, for instance, which, look what's happening right now. There it goes. Oh, not able to actually convert it into a kill yet. I thought they almost had it there.
There's the call down out, and it's going to catch Ancient Apparition.
Still in
once,
a lot of
twice. And we will see Shadow Fiend drop as well. Vengeful Spirit under the watchful eye of our Pandaran friend will drop, but he will be taken down in return by Batrider.
Darkseer nearly getting a kill on Gyrocopter. His image is chasing after Gyrocopter escapes with 40 hit points. I was hoping, I really wanted to see the Radiant team win this because of that. Just incredibly, I mean, that's
bold.
That's ballsy. Yeah.
Bold?
Indeed. Nyx Assassin being caught. Oh man, he's gone. He was way overextended.
Yeah, I have to apologize for the little bit of lag that we've got tonight. I'm not sure if it doesn't seem to be my local system, but I don't know. I'll play a game after this and take a quick look and see if it's continues to be an issue.
You know what we should do? We should play one of those matches where it's the international 3 match.
Compendium match.
Let's do a compendium match and let's rewrite history as we likely lose. Tri-lane, whatever. Get out of here with your tri-lanes. We're good at 5 lane. All mid. I like it.
And there is the blink in from Batrider pulling Brewmaster away. We'll see Ancient Apparition fire the ult in and do a little bit of damage. They're just really eager to see Brewmaster drop here. Next up, possibly Darkseer?
Darkseer or Nyx Assassin. I think Darkseer is going to be first.
Yep,
They're all in a little bit of trouble here. And just to note, Gyrocopter's not even in this fight right now. He's farming down bottom somewhere. So all of that was done without the strongest character there.
So a vacuum out from Darkseer to pull them all in, and really all it does is just sort of focus the attention back on himself.
Yeah, he bought back for that too.
Yeah. And there's a satanic out on Gyrocopter. This is going to be fun to watch.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, at this point, he can take towers down in
seconds.
7 hits, it looked like.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And out there by himself, it looks like he is fleeing for middle lane because it's probably a good place to be. We will see him boost away.
They're just targeting him. They want that Divine Rapier.
Who wouldn't at this point? And but just the damage that he's kicking out to those panda images, kind of obscene.
He was left all alone. Brewmaster turned around and was like, "Where's my team?"
I had a team once. We will see Shadow Fiend lassoed up by Bat Rider and put down. Nyx Assassin chased down by a gyrocopter. And the tower says goodnight. We're seeing the GGs out from the Radiant team, and with good reason.
Radiant's middle barracks has
It was a
fallen.
dire team, actually. I think you gave him first. Uh-oh. Colombia is greater than Chile. Goodness gracious.
Starting an international incident over a game of Dota.
Apparently Colombia has the best weed. I thought weeds were bad. They grow and you take care of your other plants and kill them off. That's not good.
Coming from British Columbia, I'm just going to stay silent on this. And despite the fact that the GGs are out, the Radiant continue to put up a defense.
Sorta, yeah.
Yep.
Never give up, never surrender, right? And you know, Darkseer's images do a nasty bit of damage if it's a gyrocopter in there. I think Gyro here, though, is just going to be able to farm the well.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, interesting game overall. I mean, obviously that tri-lane being a difficult maneuver to pull off for the Radiant.
Radiant's bottom
Didn't really have their ducks in a row there. It seemed towards later game they weren't able to convert on some team fights, just simply because it didn't seem like there was a lot of organization.
Radiant's middle tower.
There's a point here where the gold graph takes nearly a direct dive downward.
Let's take a quick
It's,
look at that here. Yeah, probably. Well, I guess it was around 17 minutes in, and that was that.
No, that was 24, 25. It just takes a dramatic drop down. You can see the time down below. It's got little time marks on it. You can kind of see the significant events too if you mouse over them, but that takes a little bit of time. But wow, goodness, this was just a massacre here.
Yeah. I'm getting the feeling that the lag that's present is actually a server-based thing because the game's running fairly smoothly over here. So I think
Yeah, servers are a little bit messed up. I was trying to join a couple matches earlier, and it wasn't even letting me actually. It's giving me throwing some warnings. So
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
this game
Dire's
was a
top tower
pleasure
is
to
under
watch
attack.
for me because I know that when I lose and it's one of those like, oh gosh, it was so close, or I don't think I've ever been beaten this badly before. I did have a Magnus game the other day where I was 0-16. We're not going to talk about that anymore.
So they came for the gangbang, and mission accomplished, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
This was like the White House circa Bill Clinton. Just yikes. Or if you'd like a more Canadian reference, like Rideau Hall circa Pierre Elliott Trudeau. So rough match for the Radiant. Obviously some great items out on the Dire after that money just started rolling in. Satanic, Hand of Midas, what else do we have here? A Chrysalis and a Divine Rapier out on Gyrocopter. And there was the pain, really.
Yes. So MVP for you. Who would you say?
MVP? You know what? I'm going to give it to Bat Rider.
Sweet. Why so? Just really good play?
Really great play, really great positioning. Was there with the Blink Dagger, was there to pull folks off and peel them off, get them out of position so they couldn't use that AoE. I thought, you know what? I mean, I liked Weaver's aggressive play at the beginning of the game. Really, really solid. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go with Weaver.
Well, that was going to be mine. Way to steal it.
I'm a
Way to-
terrible human being. See? Told you.
Well, I mean, so Gyrocopter obviously did awesome. He was timing his last hits fantastically, but it's too easy to give it to him. We don't want to give it to someone easy. We got to give it to somebody who is obviously. I mean, look, he's 15-0. That's ridiculous. I mean, he was clearly the most valuable player on their team, absolutely destroying towers and players. His net worth is at 26,273 at the end of the game. That's insane. I mean, he dominated. Weaver had awesome play. You're right. He did great. He was fighting against a tri-lane without any difficulty and got like 2 or 3 kills down there with no problem at all. It was awesome to watch. Batrider did great as well. Really strong play overall by the Dire. Vengeful had great swaps, played a wonderful support. Visage doing the same thing. Visage also going 9-0 with 20 assists. That's awesome for a support player. So just overall, really strong Dire team here. Radiant team, not so much. Who's your Darwin Award go to?
For me, it's a toss-up between Darkseer and Nyx Assassin. I'm going to go with Nyx because Darkseer, I think, was faced with a challenge that I don't think he could defeat on his own. You had some really strong play with Venge right at the top, and that was really just starving him of XP. Without some assistance from his team, without a rotation in there to actually get some more support up top, there's not much you can do there. So I'm actually going to give it to Nyx Assassin. Felt his positioning wasn't great. Wasn't using that stun the way that he could have. It just didn't really feel like he was playing the character to the best of his abilities.
Yep, no, I agree. Nyx is a disgustingly nasty character. There's a reason why he often gets banned, because he can destroy people. He's very good at it. He tried to play a support. It didn't work out for him. I think they took him so the other team wouldn't. That's what it felt like. But then they didn't do anything with him. And he wasn't pulling the lane in a way in which it would benefit him. And so they just lost it. I mean, he tanked the team fairly hard. I think he was 1-8 and only level 8 altogether. Ancient Apparition also only level 8. So both of their supports not able to get any sort of real farm, not able to do any sort of killing, whereas Vengeful and Visage both did an amazing job of keeping their gold count high, able to support their team still. So what a crushing blow. I mean, that was, and it was, you could tell early on, they were writing the check for the loss very early, and you can tell those sorts of things. You know what I mean? When you see the way that they're pulling the lane inefficiently, when Darkseer's not getting farmed, but Gyrocopter is, we were able to get kills against 3 people. Those are significant things. Yeah. So, very telling.
Yep. So obviously, very strong play by the Dire. Plenty of opportunities for the Radiant to improve, so that's good. One thing we should note, just apologies for having the names up on the mini-map. This time, that has actually been switched over to icons. So you won't see that again. Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Thumbs up all around. So that was Wednesday night team fights. We will get that up onto YouTube for you if you'd like to share with friends or watch again. It's been an interesting week, obviously, for us with some technical glitches, but I think we've probably got them wrapped up now. Assuming that the server wants to play nice for our next cast, then I think we're going to be in good shape. So.
Yeah, we had kind of an off week last week with some solo casting going on and not our usual cast happening. So thank you for bearing with us. We will get this taken care of and make sure that we have the most solid feed possible and solid casting for you as well. Please give us this feedback, though. It's very helpful. We love your feedback. We have emails that you can send us as well. You can pop us a message on either Twitter or Facebook. Yep. So be sure you pop us some messages.
And if you haven't had a chance to already, please head over to CanadianDotaLeague.com and sign up for the forum. That's where a lot of our organization for tournaments is going to take place. We are going to be registering players over the course of the next 3 weeks, so we're going to be asking for your player profile, which will include a photo, your Steam name, and some other information. You can obviously use a photo of yourself or an avatar, not necessarily the blue kind. And we'll go from there. So that really is Wednesday Night Team Fights. Thanks for joining us, folks, and we will see you soon. I am 3PO.
Yeah, this is Stamos Lives. Take care, everybody.
Bye now.